Hello, my name is Sachin Pandit, and we are continuing our conversation with CEO of Coplaced Consultants, NC Gosavi. Welcome back, NC. So in last episode, we talked about many things, and especially we started with your career journey. So can we have a recap of that?
I come with experience in corporates of about over a couple of decades. I started my career with Bosch, then Myco, German auto ancillary in Nashik. There I worked in tool room, capital purchase, and later moved to the IT department, internal IT department.
Right.
We used to call it as EDP, post the ERP implementation, as I was part of the ERP implementation project. Right. Then I joined Redington India Limited as a project manager in their IT department. Redington India Limited is a leading name in sales and distribution of all the hardware that we see around us and packaged software, that is the licensed software. Further, for a long tenure, I worked with TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, and for most part of that tenure, I headed a function called Strategic Workforce Management for the manufacturing vertical.
Right.
Strategic workforce management function was basically bringing value to the organization by aligning 4 different channels through which the resource management, the manpower management is done in the organization.
Right.
The channels are, one is the fluidity management, the internal movement of the people managed by a resource management group, we call it as. The second channel was through hiring of experienced professionals, lateral hires. Third one is contract staffing for the short duration assignments, the temporary manpower we were getting. And fourth is the competency building of the existing manpower or the associates. So the function was basically effectively bringing the deployment of the manpower together and helping the organization in the best utilization of the available resources. Obviously, this included a large focus on leadership hiring, that is the experienced professionals hiring in the technology domain and enterprise product space.
Okay.
That's the background I come with.
Great. So thanks for having this recap for our listeners and viewers. So can you tell me something about growth of Coplaced?
Yeah, in Coplaced, basically what we offer is like a buffet. We offer a little bit of everything. However, our core focus is in the placement of mid and senior management level candidates, right from managers and above, senior managers, GMs, AVPs, VPs, CXO level and board level placements. We provide recruitment related consulting services, market research services, and we also provide some HR magic tricks, solutions for workforce management for different industry verticals. There is another highly specialized area where we offer services is about workforce management consulting and advisory services for foreign investment firms or those companies who wish to start their operations in India. We offer them services on India talent scenarios and guide them in setting up offices here in India from a talent strategy point of view. That is the piece of the strategy that we own.
Great.
Recently, we have completed 5 years in the business. Our growth story, we can say that covers now everything to showcase. In terms of the numbers, our growth story spans 100 plus placements, primarily in the mid and senior management roles, including CXO and board level placements across 35 plus cities, serving 50 plus elite clients from 15 industries and 12 plus business domains. So that is where we stand today in the market, Sachin.
Wow, glad to know you are 5 years old, but it looks like you are taking a leap and started running early. So it's great to see that. Now, talking about your core, that executive senior level hiring, what challenges you see for the various stakeholders, probably the opportunities as well in the market?
Right. See, let me answer this question in 3 parts.
Okay.
For the clients, for the companies, for the candidates, and for the placement companies. Let us understand how is the market right now in terms of the challenges and the opportunities. So it's a highly dynamic market and growing like never before. There are many challenges. For clients, if I say, then the biggest challenge today for the clients is the war for talent, or we can call it as the competitive hiring landscape that the companies are facing. In this landscape, the good experienced leaders are obviously high in demand.
Right.
And those companies who are competing fiercely in the market, if they are able to attract these candidates with great stories to tell them, the opportunity for business is tremendous.
Right.
I mean, there is no end.
Right.
So businesses that can secure this top tier executive talent, they are poised to outperform their competitors and shape the future of their industry. I can relate this like finding a superstar on the sports field. You can win a championship. It is like that. So this is about the companies. For candidates, the challenge is the pace of change. The skills and the experiences that were in demand or relevant very recently or a few years ago are no more relevant today. There are major changes coming in. So the opportunity lies for those executives or the senior management candidates who are able to demonstrate adaptability, willingness to embrace the technologies and the changes that are coming, and a proven ability to lead the teams through complex transitions.
Right.
We see around like what kind of complex business scenarios are emerging.
Absolutely.
Lately. Again, for the candidates, the pressure is very high. It is intense. Boards are demanding results like never before. Employees are expecting more flexibility, better facilities, better pay packages,
Right.
and the competition is cutthroat. Now, the opportunity for leaders who can juggle all of this while remaining balanced, they can really do well. Let me again relate it with one real life example. It's like being a circus performer, but instead of spinning plates, if you are spinning revenue, employee satisfaction, and the company's strategy, and if you can do all of this, having a great time, I must tell you, we have some clients who want you.
Right.
So I tell you, for us, now coming to the placement companies, the opportunity size is only going to grow. This is also adding a lot of complexity in the way we search the right candidates. So the complexity is going to be more. Therefore, we need to be a great matchmaker because that is what we do in the world of executive search. That is how the future looks like.
Okay, great. So now when we talk about especially this executive search landscape, right? So what kind of changes you have seen in last 5 to 10 years, and what could be the upcoming trends in that field?
The industry is moving faster than ever. I mean, it is very difficult for us also at times to keep pace with the changes that are happening.
Right.
One trend that I see is candidates are getting pickier. They want more than just a paycheck. They want a purpose.
Right.
So 10 years ago, it was all about right candidate for the given role. Okay. However, today the situation has completely changed. It's about finding someone who shares your vision and helps create a truly inclusive culture and future with you. As for the trends, we anticipate even more globalization, with companies seeking talent from all corners of the world, I can say. And while that brings in its own set of challenges for us, it is also a great opportunity for placement companies, for us to play matchmakers on a grand scale. I mean, who knew executive search could have been so exciting, isn't it?
Right.
So the landscape is definitely changing. We are in the era of candidate centricity, where candidates have the upper hand, no doubt. In the next few years, if you ask me, one can expect even more creative jobs, roles, and incentives being offered to the right candidates.
Great.
So the bottom line here is, for companies, you better be ready to bring your A game right from the beginning. If you really want to win the talent war and outperform your competition. For candidates, You can expect to get great career opportunities. However, you need to find the right employment for you and work with that company with a shared vision. Obviously, we are there. We are there to help strategize and ensure that all of you win in the game.
Wow, that's very nicely explained, NC, for all these three stakeholders, especially. So now, when you say that it's a employee-centric or the candidate-centric scenario, and they have the upper hand, but from the organization's perspective, do you see any shift in the demands of leadership skills or any different experiences they are seeking?
Yes, I mean, definitely. But I'm not sure the answer is one. However, let me try and answer this question.
Sure.
There is a big push for agile leaders. They need to be quick on their feet, able to pivot, and deal with a constant state of unpredictability. For them, we know, I mean, the world is more connected than ever. And the leaders also need to be more culturally connected or competent than ever. That is why this has become the new standard in leadership today. Every leader needs to be able to navigate through different cultures, communicate effectively across borders, and manage to avoid getting too many confused looks. You know, I mean, in the past, in the traditional top-down approach, command and control was the way people worked. Now you have to forget that. The new leaders are those who are able to put people first. This is exactly opposite to the earlier traditional model. That simply won't work. People first leaders are more adaptable. They know that the best solutions will come from a diverse set of perspectives. They encourage open communication in their organization, actively seek feedback and input from their teams. They are willing to adjust their strategies based on what they learn from their teams and the market and the customers also. So this type of a leadership style often sees higher levels of employee engagement, increased productivity, lower turnover, and a stronger ability to attract and retain the talent. Ultimately what? This all results in a successful organization, and that is what anyone would want.
Right.
So it's all about building a culture and trust and collaboration among the team where the people feel they are empowered to make suggestions, contribute, feel that they are part of the team. So if you can get all of this right, you are basically the CEO of the century.
Right. Great. Definitely, they have to shift, as you said, their mindset to cope up with the organization demands. Now, since this era is about AI, so the obvious question, how AI is helping you, not helping you, or what is the impact of AI in especially executive search scenarios? How you are coping up with those technological changes?
Yeah, Sachin, I was waiting for this question. Popular topic today. AI is a powerful tool, no doubt, but it's not replacing us, okay, the human beings. It is like a superpowered assistant that you get. It can help you with sifting through resumes, initial screening, and finding potential candidates. It can suggest potential candidates. But a robot can't read between the lines, you have to understand, and tell you who is the truly a great fit or who has the personality for the given team or for the given organization.
Right.
So it's a tool and a good one, but human judgment and intuition are still key.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And AI can't replace humans, as you said rightly, especially in your field as well. But what is Coplaced unique value proposition? You are as compared to your competitors. What is that you are proposing to your customers?
First of all, you have to understand that leadership hiring is a different ballgame altogether. What sets our company, Coplaced, apart is our unparalleled depth of industry expertise. The kind of experience that I have and my partner Sudhir has. Our team also has spent years working with some of the top companies in various sectors and in different functions. So we have seen it all. And we know how to navigate even the most complex searches. whether it's for C-suite roles or specialized function. We bring a level of insight and understanding that is difficult to match. Our clients trust us because they know we speak their language and understand their challenges very well. So this is where the first differentiator I can see. The benefits of this approach that we bring include our ability to provide tailored search solutions, as well as the potential to attract the top high-level potential talent by offering a deep understanding of the industry and the role. Obviously, when you start talking to the candidates in their own language, they start respecting you, they start believing in you, and it improves their response also. Further, I can say that our company stands out because we prioritize cultural fit, in addition to the skills, experience, and the knowledge that the candidate brings. We believe that a successful hire is one who has not only checked the boxes on a job description page, but also has the personality, values, and working styles that align well with the company's unique culture. We take time to learn about not only the client's culture, but also about the candidate's understanding. We talk to them extensively. We use the discussion insights to gauge the candidates, find out the right candidates who will truly thrive in that environment that the client organization offers. It's a more holistic approach, I can say, that leads to better outcomes by attracting top talent and increased job satisfaction. Besides this, we have many other strengths, such as we have a wide network of high-performing executives that we are able to leverage while positioning the candidates to the clients. So these are the executives. They are not from the job portals or any database. These are the executives with whom we ourselves share a very good rapport. So that definitely gives us an edge in the market.
Great. So, frankly speaking, NC, I'm getting more interested in knowing, how you work. So, probably you can walk us through the process, right from for a new company, let's say, giving you the brief, and for the senior level executive and having placed them into the organization. Can you just walk us through?
See, first, let us take a scenario wherein we are onboarding a new client. So, we get the brief from the client. The kind of leadership positions that the client organization has. So we then do a deep dive into the culture of the clients. Okay, that is the first and the foremost thing. Without understanding the company's or the client's culture, we do not take the next step forward. To do that, we meet their senior executives if the need be. We talk to their HR teams, the leaders in the HR organization, and we also understand their strategic goals, how the organization has performed or the group has performed in the recent past, be it like last 2 years or 3 years, or the plans for the next 2-3 years. Then we start searching for the right candidates. We get some profiles. The waiting begins. The candidates are researched thoroughly. We ensure that we put the right questions to them. Usually for manager and above all positions, we conduct 2 rounds of interviews for each candidate, and we find out the best possible candidates from that lot. Then we bring those candidates to our client. Then further we work with our clients during the interview process, and then there is a feedback mechanism that works on an ongoing basis. The feedback comes from the client. We improve our sourcing accordingly, and finally the candidate gets selected, and then we assist both the sides, the client as well as the candidate. We help them arrive at the right pay package, which is best, not in terms of the package. We should not consider only in the monetary terms. There are obviously so many other things, work-life balance and benefits, long-term prospects, etc. So we believe we are able to bring a very good balance while arriving at the best package. So this is just a typical process I am talking about. We are required to align with many changes in this as the process continues, and during the process we do that.
Wow, thank you. I'm really impressed with this process and the approach, which is helping both candidate as well as the organization to come to a conclusion and having the best of it. So now when we're talking about culturally fit candidate and overall fitment, how you measure that? when you measure the leadership skills, probably the technical skills are easy to measure, but what is your and Coplaced approach to measure these kind of leadership skills? Those are really difficult to measure in a qualitative way, right?
Right, Sachin, right. I mean, excellent. This is where our role comes into picture. As I said, we talk to the candidates extensively. Okay, so we go beyond the resume and literally, you can say, interview them at length. We use in-depth assessments such as behavioral questions,
Right.
psychometric tests. If the client organization has this as a standard practice, then we opt for psychometric tests. And of course, we ask for references, we dig deep into their experiences and see how they have handled various situations. Obviously, we have to ask them about the situations and understand how they have handled it and the approach they have taken to get the job done. See, this is what our belief is. A great leader can fail if they don't fit the culture. It's an absolutely critical angle that we have to evaluate. We understand their values and how they interact with their culture. And then we are able to bring those candidates in front of our clients. It's like matching a puzzle piece. There is a right fit for a candidate.
Right. So, as a Coplaced, do you help candidates to groom these kind of capabilities when you're talking to them? As you said, you talk to them extensively. So, if you find some candidate is, a little bit missing on something, so do you help them to groom and fit to the position culturally or technically or whatever skills they require?
Certainly, we are rather required to do that, but we don't provide this as a consulting service.
Okay.
We offer it as a value add for the candidates.
Okay.
Since we are from this domain, we are able to read their resumes quite well, understand what they talk, and we are able to find out their gaps. Many times we see that these gaps are actually, they are not the gaps, but candidates are not able to present the information properly, or they have not elaborated it properly in the resume. So in such cases, we definitely guide them and help them in positioning their candidates better. Because ultimately, it is the base that we are trying to bring out of that candidate and going to present it to the client. That is how we do it.
Great. Happy to know that. So what are the red flags you see in these leadership skills while interviewing them?
There are many people who badmouth about the previous employers, those who cannot take responsibilities, who exaggerate achievements, lack self-awareness. They're too caught up in the details while talking or in the resume. A lack of clarity when they speak, lack of honesty, lack of enthusiasm, and then giving excuses. These are some of the red flags. There are many, which we are able to read while talking to them. We like people who are human, which means we believe that anyone, rather everyone, makes errors and mistakes at some or the other time in their career journeys. But the key is to own the mistakes made or the errors faced and the problems faced, and show that you have learned from those and you have overcome those situations. That is what I mean to say we like people who are human.
Yes. And I think this is the what is not replaceable by AI, finding out these lacunas and then and understanding them. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Now, from organization's point of view, what do you suggest? What they should look when they are looking for a senior executive position or leadership position? What is your say on that?
See, the organizations or the companies need to be crystal clear about the role that they are offering, the company culture they have, the challenges the new candidate is going to face in the organization, and the companies need to also show a good understanding about the talent scenario in the market today. Also, they need to think that what you want the person to achieve in the organization and how that is related to the company's goals and objectives. At times, companies believe that senior leaders can be plugged in and they will perform. But it doesn't work that way. It is much more important to find the correct fit in terms of experience and cultural background. Because at the top of the pyramid in the organization structure, as you grow and as you are trying to acquire senior level talent, there is very less scope for making error.
Right.
The margin is very, very less. You have to get it right, I would say. So the cultural fit is very important. One more thing, while companies have got certain performance expectations from the candidates, it is also equally important for the companies to understand that the candidates too have got expectations from the companies. And there is a ample clarity maintained during the interview process so that the surprises are avoided. It helps in building the trust element.
So does it happen sometimes that companies doesn't understand what you are trying to explain to them while hiring the leadership positions, and they probably force their agenda to hire the leadership, because it's a very they carry a lot of responsibility, right, the leadership for the organization growth. So probably who are hiring them, they must be expecting something from what they want, right? So does it happen sometimes they just force you to hire such kind of a candidate, even if you are not willing to propose them that type?
I would not say it happens many times, or I would also not use force us to propose some candidate which we don't want to propose maybe. But I can take it in the other context. Sometimes we see that there are some more gaps we observe while the interview process is on.
Right.
And if we feel somewhere that the client's expectations are met while we have positioned the candidate, if the candidate was good, we have a very candid and open discussion with the clients. And what we have seen is actually it's a very good thing that I'm telling you is the organizations these days are quite mature. I mean, they also understand what we are trying to explain them.
Right.
And to a good extent, I would say that they understand very excellent fit may not be available in the market.
Right.
So they also give it a good thought, and we arrive at somewhere mid by taking a balanced approach. So wherever we see that companies are not considering the right candidates, we are obviously taking up it with them, and they are also giving due respect to what viewpoints we come up with.
Right. Now I understood that how you are having dialogues with the companies which are asking for the candidates. But how do you measure your success? What is the success matrix? When you say you have delivered good valued candidate, or you have placed good candidate to the company, how do you measure that? What is the matrix?
Our primary metric is successful placements. Beyond that, we look at the things like how long the candidates stay with the organization in the roles, their performance. So it's not about only placing the person. We go beyond that, and we find out like how those candidates whom we have placed are doing after joining. Of course, client satisfaction is the key. We also track the speed of our placements, because lesser the time, more is the money. We provide a real ROI on our services, which means for the companies we deliver an increase in the value, and for the candidates a better career, roles, and a lifestyle. So this is how primarily we look at the success metrics of our organization.
So where do you see that biggest opportunity for the leaders, especially senior leaders, in next coming 5 years maybe?
I believe more or less all the industries will offer good job opportunities for the senior leaders. However, if I have to talk about some industries, the industries which are embracing change and disruption, think technology, healthcare, renewable energy, or companies that are becoming more global, these are the industries or companies who would offer better leadership level opportunities for the candidates. Any businesses with the ability to adapt and evolve should provide good career opportunities for senior leaders. And for candidates, ultimately those who embrace change and are able to prioritize strategic foresight will be well positioned to thrive in this dynamic landscape by securing these senior level job opportunities.
Okay. Just some time back we talked about you helping them to finding their gaps, little gaps, and just value-added service. So what kind of rookie mistakes these senior leaders do in their resume?
The topic is so vast, Sachin, you won't believe. But there is a lot that I can talk about, we can cover.
Okay.
So my suggestion would be we cover it as a separate episode.
Absolutely.
If it's okay.
Okay.
So that I will be able to do a proper justice to that subject.
Sure. So let's conclude with this question. What is the biggest myth about executive leadership search?
There are two, Sachin. We can find a perfect fit for every job. And the other one is the fees we charge are too high.
Okay, that's giving some relief to the companies who are appointing you as a partner. So thank you so much, NC. And as you promised about this, the last question, we will having a new episode about this very soon. So thank you so much for having conversation. It's a great insight. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sachin. Indeed, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for again asking me all the difficult and intelligent questions. Pleasure speaking with you and having you on this platform.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.